So I saw Blue Beetle and I was like, why not make a video on it since I've been making little videos for superhero movies for the past shit, I don't know. But the point is, I thought it would be pretty fun to talk about Blue Beetle. So I'm gonna try to keep this video short and simple, and to be blunt, this movie was pretty good. Also, I'm saying spoilers, by the way. So yeah. I wasn't truly surprised, to be honest, because going off the little clips of interviews and trailers I saw, the movie seemed like it was going to be pretty solid, and I'm glad it was. There were a lot of cliches and stuff you've probably seen in other superhero movies, but that isn't a bad thing, by the way, given the fact that there have been many movies and variety of other media that has been around for decades. So yeah, so I'll get that a pass. And with the context of the movie, from my knowledge, this was supposed to be a straight to streaming HBO Max show. So going off of that, the quality and CGI of the movie didn't look bad at all. The music, oh gosh, I truly like the soundtrack of this movie. Like, I really liked it. When the music kicked in, low key, I felt like that SpongeBob meme where he's listening to music and he's floating over how good the music is. Well, if anybody watching the video, of course. If you've seen my videos on my channel, when I edit in background music, it's usually like that techno, EDM, 80s electric, rave, dubstep, etc. A variety of those type of theme songs. And this movie had a lot of techno style theme songs along with a pretty decent licensed music soundtrack that's part of this movie. The action was overall solid, and what amped up the hand-to-hand combat fight scenes was the way the camera moved around the characters while they were fighting. Kind of like in Aquaman. So the main character, the main protagonist of the movie, Jaime Reyes, I think he was a pretty good character. Like, he was pretty good. He had a realistic reaction to getting the serum connecting to him, and when he connected to him, it was like a damn horror movie. He was like, gosh darn. How he was around his love interest and his family was presented in a pretty good way. And the choices he made and his development with getting the hang of the Blue Beetle suit and basically befriending the Scarum was pretty nice to see. Okay, so I'm gonna keep it a buck. I don't know the actor's name, but I do know he's from the show Cobra Kai. And dog, when it came to his fight scenes, they were all solid and creative. I know I mentioned the action earlier, but Mans has some pretty cool and creative fight scenes. And I don't know if my eyes were deceiving me, but the devs made the character Blue Beetle, they made the way he fought have some anime influences within his scenes. Like one in particular, when he made a giant sword, it reminded me of Ichigo Zanbakuto in his Shikai state. And when he swung that bitch at the antagonist and it released an energy-based flying projectile slash, I swear, it reminded me of the Gasuda Tensu. I know I said the name wrong, but I'm gonna like editing the scene, you know, as I'm editing the video and stuff like that. But I know it may sound cringe, but Bleach was the first thing that came to mind when he made that big ass blade. So yeah, and oh yeah, yes, I know Blue Beetle has done this stuff he did in the movie, in the comics, by the way. So from my knowledge of the Blue Beetle character, this movie established Blue Beetle in a very good way, and I give it a thumbs up for that. Okay, so the family, literally all of them were surprisingly useful. Sakura, take notes. Jacob, I'm just kidding. But like, they all contributed to the plot. The mother motivated and gave a nice speech that even made the Scarum get hyped up, like fired up and started speaking perfect Spanish. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention this. The Scarum was talking within Jaime's mind, which is pretty cool. That's one thought I didn't. Okay, so the father had got unalived, and this man pulled a Minato and gave Jaime a nice little pep talk in the afterlife. Blue Beetle mind dimension? I don't fucking know, but it was something like in Guardians of the Galaxy 3 and Deadpool 3 when Wade and Rocket were close to death and they were like talking to the girl in that like little dimension thing or whatever. Can't really explain it that well, but that's the first thing that came up to my head, a good example. And you know, Minato. And oh yeah, and the sister was up there using Blue Beetle tech, like she's like picked up a phone and started was just a master at it. And George Lopez, the GOAT. Yeah, I said it. The GOAT. But anyways, dude, This man had plot to the motherfucking armor when it came to intelligence and survival. Almost every scene he had, he just knew what to do instantly. From working Blue Beetle tech he probably never seen before. This man has 9 lives, so I swear this man should have died by the main antagonist, but somehow he survived. And bruh, when Jaime was fighting the villain, and the villain had him pinned down, right? This man drove his truck at 60 miles per hour, told the love interest to pull the brake stick, and this man did a 180 turning stop, and had this big ass machine head on the back of his truck swing out and hit the antagonist out the way off of Jaime. And it was like, what the fuck? I didn't even think of that. Whoa, I did not expect that at all. And that is not a bad thing, by the way. It's not bad at all. It's just that I just did not expect any of that from George Lopez. And oh yeah, the grandma, the granny, that lady was in a cartel. The signs were there. She was a tactician. She knew tunnel layouts with a glance. And like, you know, seeing like hood movies from parody to serious ones to like, you know, just seeing stuff about like hood movies that had cartels in it and stuff like that, or cartel movies. Freaking the way she was holding a technological advanced minigun like an expert. The signs were there. Like the signs were there. And then when her family was asked her, like, how was she doing the things she was doing? She was like, shh. It's a long story, my youngster. So, it's a long story. There's more about my past you don't know about. And the signs were there. And that was pretty funny. Well, kind of funny. But overall, it was pretty interesting and pretty cool. Overall, the family was pretty cool. And oh my goodness, speaking of family, the word family, that word was used so many times, and the way that family was, I swear it would make Dominic Toretto blush. And don't blame me for referencing Fast and the Furious. That series basically trademarked the word family. Overall, the family was okay to me. And I honestly, to be honest, I don't blame people who watch this movie and they end up disliking the family for them being able to do nearly everything in the story. So I don't blame people for like hating the family for that. And what else to talk about? Oh yeah, on the comedy. Comedy is subjective, but the movie was, I think it was pretty funny. Like, I wasn't like bursting out laughing at scenes, but like I can see like they had some decent comedy in there. And then, you know, George Lopez, the GOAT, by the way, he was in there. He was cracking some jokes, and I don't know, I thought the jokes were pretty funny. I think everybody was pretty funny. The main character was pretty funny. The family was pretty funny. Like overall, the movie had some pretty nice comedy moments in it, and it didn't seem like out of place either. It was like, since this movie is a family targeted like movie, they had to like lighten up moods and stuff like that. So the movie was pretty nice on the comedy. What else? Oh yeah, I almost forgot about this. The main antagonist of this movie was pretty clever. Like the lady bad guy was basically like, I'm evil because I want money and power and technology. Grr, I want to take over the planet. Like that's how the bad guy lady was. But the guy who was working for her, I don't know the main antagonist. I think it was called Black Beetle. I don't know. I could be wrong, but the other like the main antagonist that had like similar powers to Jaime's Scarum Blue Beetle suit or whatever. I'm just calling this the bad guy. I don't know what he's called. But the guy seemed like he was gonna be just like her, and this was pretty clever because he wasn't like her. When they displayed his origin story, and it was executed in a very well way, and it was explained why he was working for her. Like this man grew up losing everything, from his mother exploding in front of him. The lady bad guy up here took him under her wing when he was a child. He went to the military and lost some limbs, and as he was working with her and getting experimented on, he was losing like pieces of his livelihood and morals of life and stuff. And he was pretty much like a slave to his coping and pushing away negativity from his life by having an empower and technology within them, working with the bad guy lady and stuff. You know, if that makes sense, of course. And overall, that antagonist was pretty good in my eyes, especially when the part when Jaime had showed him the light, you know, the good side and stuff, on some Naruto talk no jutsu type shit. This man was like, yes, I see, thank you. I know what I must do. Thank you, Jaime, for showing me the good side. You have my blessing. And then he proceeds to grab the bad guy lady, drag her to the base while it's engulfed in flames while she's screaming, and then arm self-destruct for his suit along with the base with all the techno stuff there. You know, the base that Jaime was fighting him on. And along with the bad guy lady, he blew himself up to bits along with her evil plans. And yeah, that was quite something right there. That was quite something. And then it was very satisfying to see that lady die because, like, she got Jaime's father killed. Like, nah. When she did that, she had to go. That bitch had to die. What else to talk about? There honestly really isn't that much to talk about. Overall, I like the movie, you know, as you hear me talking about it. And I'm glad I checked it out in theaters. This movie is definitely a pretty good start to the new DC live action universe, aka the DC Cinematic Universe, or DCU to keep it short and simple. And hopefully that the movie doesn't flop. Like, that'll honestly be insane. But then again, there are quite a number of people who aren't too familiar to Blue Beetle, to be fair. But then again, from my knowledge of this movie, like, it shouldn't technically have a high budget. So far, I haven't seen a crazy number of memes or posts about the movie being bad or flopping like I did, you know, for The Flash and other recent movies lately. And I saw one meme about that tomato score. Like, honestly, I don't really care about the tomatoes meter thing, but I saw a meme about it. I thought it was pretty interesting that that the movie had good scores and all good shit. And I read the comment section of the meme. People were saying they were looking forward to watching it. So the movie shouldn't flop, and the movie overall is pretty good, like I said earlier. And so far, if I were to give this movie a rating, I'll give it a 7 out of 10. Like I said earlier, like a million times, the movie's pretty good. I am definitely gonna rewatch this movie when it goes on HBO Max. God damn it, a dumbass name change. My bad, not HBO Max. Max. When it comes on Fuck! When it comes on Max, I'm definitely gonna rewatch it when it's on Max. And I'm definitely looking forward for the future DC movies that's gonna be part of this continuity. And for me personally, what amped this movie for me was the fact that, I don't know if my eyes were deceiving me, but I saw anime influences in this movie, which was Naruto and Bleach. And then I got what I wanted from what I said in my trailer reaction, that if this movie had paid homage to Injustice 2, like, that would, like, give this movie a bonus for me. And the way Jaime was fighting, like when I said earlier that his fight scenes were creative, it reminded me of Injustice 2. And I saw, you know, combos and his spike balls from Injustice 2, so that was pretty cool right there. And I know it's not purely from Injustice 2, just that I played Injustice 2, and the way it was presented in the movie reminded me of Injustice 2, so yeah. And the score will be higher. It's just that this may sound petty, but that very last post-credit scene kind of pissed me off. It was literally a waste of time to stay for the very last post-credit scene. It was like on par with Ant-Man 2 post-credit scene with that ant playing the drums. And I think it was Spider-Man Homecoming, where it ended with Cap being like, yeah, I waste your time. Fuck you. That very last post-credit scene pissed me off. But the thing is, like, it's not really much negative stuff in this movie to me personally. Just, I think the only negative about this movie, like, objectively, is the family being able to do everything they want. But I honestly didn't, like, mind that, if that makes sense. But the movie wasn't, like, perfection, like a chef's kiss type deal. It was just a pretty good movie, if that makes sense. Other than that, yeah, 7 out of 10. Movie's pretty good. Definitely worth the watch. And, yeah, so I really don't know what to say. If you like the video, you know, you should definitely, you know, like the video, subscribe, check out the channel. I have a variety of videos uploaded, and have a good one, and that's the video.